It's not gonna be a screwdriver, but other than that, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just see what happens. Doesn't smell terrible. Kind of smells like college. Stuck. Can we do the tequila sunrise thing with a trimmer? Let's find out. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Hi, and welcome to episode 5 of Get Lit and Knit. I'm Allie. I am one half of Get Lit and Knit on Instagram and Ello because we're sheep and everybody else is getting on there, and that's a thing now. Also, we have a Ravelry group. We are Get Lit and Knit podcast on Ravelry. And for anybody who's new, may not have heard the origin story, I'm a recent college grad applying to law school and going in the fall, which is still trying to wrap my brain around that one. And Abby, my best friend from college, shares the account with me, and she is a second-year med student. Please tell me I got that right. We started this kind of as a joke, as all good ideas do, all my good ideas anyway, start as jokes, to post our projects and our drinks and just de-stress the way we have since we met. We had all kinds of stuff planned to thank you for the subscriber count we hit, and in the time it took us to get it together and get it organized, you blew us away. And we are super grateful to everybody who has subscribed, everybody who's just helping, rack up our view count, and everybody who's checking us out for the first time. I know that can sound a little canned, no matter how genuine you are when you say it, but really, we're grateful. We never expected any of this. So we have all kinds of fun stuff. We've got a couple giveaways, and we have our first knit along, which I alluded to last time, but now we have fleshed out the details and we've got prizes, and I'm going to talk about that all at the end, just in case you're just here for the knitting, which is fine. All right, let's get into it. So I spent the past weekend in the suburbs visiting my dad in the house and town I grew up in, or spent the lion's share of my childhood anyway. And because I wasn't home to clean or run errands or just, go out, do life stuff, I got a ton of crafting done, which is great. Start with everybody's favorite whip, because I have made serious progress on this, and Kanye finally looks like Kanye, guys. He's got facial features, his sunglasses are done, we're working on the male pattern baldness I gave him for a while. He's just got a mustache now, I'll fix it. And then I will move on to filling in his skin tone, and there's a floral detail under the text, which just makes it extra funny for me. And I mean, it depends on other projects I have going on, but I would say in the next few episodes, watch me curse myself doing this, should be done. So I love this. It's a good relaxation one, especially now that I've kind of mapped everything out and it's just filling in the blanks. For anyone who wants to find this is the Kanye West PDF by Penned and String on Etsy. And when this is done, I will definitely make another one like this. It just might be smaller. I think I really, based on the dimensions in the description, underestimated how big this thing was going to be, but I love it. I made a lot of puffs, guys. So I have been working away at the Beekeeper's Quilt by Tiny Owl Knits. I have a jar that my mom gave me, and it is so not being used for what it was intended for. It was supposed to be like a memory jar. Sorry, Mom. But this is where the Hexy Puffs are living, although it seems like I'm going to need a bigger jar pretty soon. Rotate that around. You can see all the colors. Does that work if I hold it closer? Is that a thing? Watch me drop it. Watch me nay-nay. Right now, the count is at 97, 98 puffs. It's still fun. It's still exciting. The thing I've had to do, though, is, because before, I used to knit 5 of the same color all in a row, depending on how much of that yarn I had, and I just got bored real quick. I'm like, really, if I have to knit another yellow puff, I'm just going to abandon the whole project. So I have started before I had like a knit the rainbow, taste the rainbow kind of approach to this. And now it's just been like random drawing. Like right now, this was a swap gift from Devin of Francophie Nits, who is going to get a lot of lip service in this episode because we are teaming up for that knit along. And I'm the worst at promo, by the way, because I said her name like 2 or 3 times in the last episode without ever mentioning her podcast. So, Francophie Nits at @BDevin on Instagram. I fixed it. This is the last puff I started, and this is Peapod, I think, by Hugh Loco, and this is on our glitz base, so it's got some stellina in there, which you can barely see, but that's kind of how I like my stellina, to be honest. Just barely there. Here's my one hang-up with this pattern. There are instructions to modify if, your gauge is different yarn to yarn, but every modification I've tried just seems like it's overcompensating. So I have some puffs that are way smaller than others, and it's a scrap blanket. Like, it's fine. My hope is that it'll just come out in the wash, literally and figuratively. Like, I plan on washing these puffs before I put them all together, just kind of do it by color group, and then sew it together eventually. I have no idea when this is going to be done, but this is still my CTA knit. I still have like out of control minis from the swaps I've done. Oh, and I'm sending out a package to Kelly of Dog Hair Knits, or the Knitorious podcast. I just watched their first episode, and they just remind me so much of Abby and I. Like, their friendship dynamic is very similar, and I'm excited to see where they go. And Kelly, I hope you like what I send you. Let's move on. If you're tired of me talking about the Georgetown Cardigan, believe me, I get it, because I am tired of talking about it. This is a little bit of a good news, bad news scenario. Good news, this thing's totally knitted up. It is done. But that's the front, right? This is gonna take hella blocking to look the way it's supposed to look. And I just haven't had time, or made the time for it, more accurately. There's not that many ends to weave in. Overall, I am super happy with this project, but God, by the end, so Abby and Devin and I got coffee while she was in town, and I was like racing to finish this sweater as I was sitting there because I needed the needles for something I was supposed to be test knitting for Devin. And I'm just glad they were sitting there, because I'm literally knitting along like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. And it's nothing on the pattern or the yarn or anything. It's just like 8 inches of 1x1 rib is like, it's like my personal hell. So I enjoyed every aspect of knitting it except like the last step. So I was worried that it was going to get too hot for me to wear this, but it's still really cold here in Chicago. So my hope is that I can maybe get this blocked out this weekend. Here's hoping I don't screw it up, because I'm sure I'll find a way. And I might get to wear it as an outerwear layer. That would be cool. So pattern and yarn information real quick. This is the Georgetown Cardigan by Hannah Fettig from Home and Away. And I knit it on Quince & Co. Owl in Albertine. So that's a 50-50 wool spun wool alpaca blend. And I knit this on Chalgu red lace stainless steel, size 3 and 5, which is 2 sizes down from what the pattern recommends. It's just what I had to do to get gauge. And I'm going to call this like 90% done, although I'm sure I am underestimating how much work the blocking is going to be. We'll see. So I had someone message me about this bag. Turns out, unfortunately, it's been long sold out. This is by, this is a pearly bag by Yarnia Nits on Etsy. And I'm kind of hoping they bring these back, because the embroidery is just so cool. So I know I've had it on here a few times, but I've been like bad at mentioning where it came from. Anyway, this bag is housing my Amboise shawl. Couple disclaimers here. 1, I have never knit a lace shawl. 2, I haven't done a ton of lace. 3, I clearly have no idea what I'm doing, because I asked like a million rookie questions. I was lucky to like be able to actually meet with Devin to hang out, first of all, because I love her, and to be able to ask questions about the pattern, because I just had like all the rookie questions, like, what do you mean it grows the whole time? And what do you mean you start with 3 stitches and it works out? But so far, I am loving this thing. So this is knit with Neighborhood Fiber Co., and that's a 100% superwash merino in Thomas Circle. They had like 6 different grays. I just happen to really like this one. This is knit on those same Xiaogu red lace stainless steels. These are in size 5, US 5. And this shawl is inspired by the architecture of the Chateau d'Amboise. I can't wait to block this out so you can really see all the lace work. I might have to actually spring for blocking mats for that. But I have until the 31st to get this guy done, and I would say in terms of row count, I'm probably halfway there, but not in terms of stitch count. So I'm gonna switch to knitting this pretty much monogamously, because that's like what I've been doing, but I've also been knitting puffs on top of it, and I think I may just need to switch to this until I'm done. So assuming that all works out okay, this will be a finished object by the time we record next, so that's exciting. Thoughts about the pattern, just from where I'm at now. I love that this is lace without being overtly feminine, like, because that's just not something I would wear realistically. And I love the construction of this thing. Like, once I got the pattern down in my head, like, these are fairly easy stitch repeats to memorize, and you get into a little bit of a rhythm with it. Here's my problem. I have to knit this when I'm alone, and I have to knit it completely sober. I can't knit lace while I'm drinking. It just never ends well. I told Devin this, and this is true. I think this, even though it's a lace shawl and it, you know, it looks very intricate, but it's definitely patterned. I think as a first shawl knit, it was really nice, because were this just like a triangular construction with some stock in it, I don't know, like, it would have been nice, but I feel like I might have been bored, because this thing is huge. Like, y'all shawl knitters are serious. So that's where we're at, and yeah, it'll be a finished object next week. So because I have 0 FOs again this week, because I am the queen of taking on more than I can handle, I am just gonna switch it up and do a little bit of what I'm gonna call knits on deck. So these are my best laid plans for when I finish that shawl and finish my sweater, and I'm gonna knit some smaller stuff because I need a break. So I am going to, for the inside number 23 Harry Potter knit along and the Knitting Broomstick Harry Potter knit along, I think that starts in April, I am going to knit the Moody Stockings by Erica Luter. And I, had a ton of fun with the Hermione's Everyday Socks for the Hugh Loco Trunk Show. So I looked through all of Erica Luter's Harry Potter related patterns, and I think this one just fits the bill, and it's going to look really good in the yarn I have picked out for it. We'll talk about that when I am effectively telling my yarn diet to go to hell. So I also want to get in on the Legacy Knit Stuffy along. I think that starts in April too. I have a good friend from high school who's having a baby, and she and her husband are huge Harry Potter and Disney and Star Wars fans. So I'm gonna knit the BB-8 droid by Juanita McClellan. It's a free pattern if you want to read it online, or you can have you can get the paid PDF. So I am excited about that one. It's gonna be super cute. But again, we'll see how all that goes. I still have that stupid cat bed that's languishing. I also need to go back and rip out a lot of the work I did picking up stitches for clue number 3 on the doodler, so we'll see what happens. Let's talk about acquisitions. I signed up a while ago for the Fiberista Sock Club. I decided to let them send me anything, so you get yarn, you get a pattern that's sent in your email, and you get some extras. So I got a handmade stitch marker, which I don't have, but was really nice. And then I got this guy. So this is Succulent Fiber 75/25 BFL nylon in River Rose. And I don't know what to do with it. I don't hate it, but this is, you know, I said send me anything. It's just so not what I would have chosen for myself. Like, if it were all of these variegated blues and this purple, it's the pink I'm hung up on. I don't know what to make. I also don't, I'm gonna have to swatch it, or maybe somebody can tell me, because I don't know what these big chunks of color are gonna look like. Like, is that gonna stripe? Is it gonna, I don't know. Help me with my ignorance. Tell me. Because I don't want to get rid of it. Like, this yarn was specifically dyed for this month, like for this sock club this month. And I've also never tried BFL, so I want to give that a shot. So let me know. Tell me, what do I do? Because I don't like the pattern they sent me, because I don't want to make anything with chevron. So help. My trip to the burbs also involved a little yarn shopping, not a ton, and part of it is for you. So I went to Elemental Yarns, and that's in the southwest burbs of Chicago, and it's way out. Like, it's a bit of a drive, but it was pretty close to where I grew up. So I got the 5-pack of Frabjous Fibers Wonderland yarns, yes, Cheshire Cat sock fingering weight in Neons Part 1. And this was mostly, this is for Abby and I to split and to get some variety in the blanket, because I need more like green, blue, and like silver yarns. Like, I need a hole in the head. Like, this is the stuff that's missing from my blanket. And this is 100% merino, and it's, oh, it's superwash. All right, but it's super soft too. Like, I can't wait to split these up and give them to Abby and work with them. And then for me, I picked up the Cascade Yarns Heritage Wave. I got on Ravelry, and it turns out this color, or this yarn, I guess, is new for spring 2016. It's 75/25 superwash merino nylon. Turns out you can wash and dry this as long as you do it cold. So I think this is what I'm gonna make the Moody stockings out of. I love that ply. I'm sure spinners at home are like screaming at the screen telling me what kind of ply this is. I'm ignorant, tell me. So, is there a color name? Do you guys name your colors, or do you just give them numbers? I understand that that's like a commercial yarn thing where you don't name them, but if you don't name them, I don't know what it means. I know that's totally ridiculous, but you know, when I talked through all the yarns in my doodler, they were all sea and sky themed. Like, it was all cohesive, and I felt good about it, and I don't know how to feel about this. Tell me what to think, because I am a sheep. Is that a yarn pun? Is there a joke in there somewhere? Now we can get on to the really fun stuff. So, remember that time we said we were going to do a 300 subscriber Progress Keeper giveaway? We still have those, because we're sitting at about 600 now, and by the time we had it organized, we were just counting down till 500. So we're still gonna do it. Here's how this is gonna go down. We are gonna give away 2 sets of stitch markers on Instagram. Oh, make sure you're following us, and we'll put that up there with the rules and everything. So we're gonna give away 2 sets on Instagram. We are also gonna give away 2 sets on our Ravelry group. I would do it for subscribers, but there's not really a good way to cross-check for that, because if you have a different Ravelry name and a different YouTube username, I don't know who you are. And we really wanted to do something a little extra for the people who spend time with us like this. So we're going to give away the 2 sets of Progress Keepers. I keep saying stitch markers, they are Progress Keepers. But we didn't stop there. So, to thank you for, I still can't comprehend any of it. To thank you for getting us to this point, and it's not for me about the analytics. I have met awesome people in, you know, the internet and real life. I don't know, because of this kind of like frivolous thing we do, we've met some really cool people and we've had a lot of fun. Like, it's work, don't get me wrong, but it's fun. So to say thank you, we picked up a set of those same mini skeins for you, but what I thought might be in some more crowd-pleasing colors. So this is Jules Part 2. It's so 100% superwash merino, fingering weight, and you get a total of 640 yards in here. So you could do a really cool like shawl in this, you could do socks, you could really pump up your sock blanket, like you do you, girl. So that is going to be a giveaway on our Ravelry group, so make sure you're a member of that. And I'm gonna put up a prompt. We're actually gonna start a new thread with it. It's gonna be the show me what you got thread, because they're all hip hop themed, because I bore easily and I needed to name these something fun. So all you have to do for that is go in and post a picture of a current like whip, like so something you're working on right now, tell us a little bit about it, and we will just randomly, use a random number generator and pick a winner. So that's how we'll give away the stitch markers too. It'll all be in the same thread, just completely random. So that's how you'll enter that. And that thread will go up when this episode goes up. So it's up now. We'll close it by the next record date. So that gives you 2 weeks. So go enter. I'm really excited to be able to give back and say thank you. Before we talk about our knit along, I gotta talk about the knitting games. So it's hosted by Melissa of the Spicy Homemaker podcast and Brittany of Sip and Stitch podcast. Hey guys. And they challenged Abby and I and Gabby from the Once Upon a Corgi podcast to make some Stephen West swants. So taking a thrift store sweater and making it into pants. It was just, we had fun making them, but there were challenges with the construction. I don't remember who said it. Maybe it was Gabby, but somebody found a tutorial with in-between steps. And that would have been useful, because all we found was, and I wish I could remember who did it, all we found was a video of 2 women like ranting about how hard the swants were to put together. And it was really funny. Like, if you can find it, you should. But it didn't help us. It just, made us feel validated. So we made them. Abby and I went, I'll put pictures up, super ugly on purpose. Mine had like pearlescent rhinestones in it. Kid you not. The thing about these is that they are definitely constructed with man butt in mind, like everybody has complained about, but, which, is it the front? Is it the back? Like, can you tell? I can't tell. Like, it takes a miracle to, like, disguise, like, my lady hips, and those pants managed. I was literally, like, sweating as I was sewing them on, too, so all I could think in terms of practical use for mine, because they were, like, so ugly, is these would be great for sledding. But other than that, they're never going to be worn. Like, Gabby's were cute enough to wear outside, and I wouldn't dare leave the house in mine. Abby's turned out really cute, too. The unfortunate thing is, like, the light in that picture, you couldn't see that the color work in those swants was, like, metallic. It was gold. So either way, it was super fun. We really had a lot of fun being included on that. I feel a little special knowing we were picked for what is possibly the most ridiculous challenge ever. The knitting games is still happening. It's a giant knit along, and there are other podcaster challenges. There's a Powerball. Like, it's prizes like I've never seen. Even though Gabby like destroyed us all, we got a prize to give away to you just because we participated. So Melissa sent me a few pictures of some bags by Awesome Granny, which I have been eyeing on Etsy and maybe just need to bite the bullet and buy one. I picked out this one for you guys. I liked it the best. I thought it was the most like gender neutral and had the broadest appeal, and they were all great, but that one was my favorite. I'll open a separate giveaway thread for that bag on our Ravelry group, and so make sure that you are in the Ravelry groups for all of us. So that's Sip and Stitch, Once Upon a Corgi, Spicy Homemaker, and Get Lit and Knit. And that you're subscribed to all of us, because Brittany and Melissa are still doing a ton of knitting game stuff. And I'm really bad at coming up with these, but the prompt will be, where would you wear your swants? even if they were as ugly as mine, because like there is floral print, animal print, and pearlescent rhinestone all in one sweater. Like, this is why we went to Boys Town for those sweaters, because shout out to Hollywood Mirror for having some really ugly stuff. Put your suggestion for where you would wear your swants, even if they were this ugly, and we'll randomly draw a winner from there too. Are we ready to talk about our first knit along ever? Ever? Because I'm excited. So, once upon a time, I knit for the Hue Loco trunk show, got a couple of skeins of yarn after the fact because I had to have more. Had to have these. This is Coltrane, this is Stardust. They are both superwash merino nylon. This one just has a little bit of stellina in it, and I needed them to go together, and I needed them to go together in the right thing. So Devin and I talked a bunch of patterns over. So this is our first knit along and our first collaboration with Franco Fee Nits. We are having the Cameo Loco knit along. Here's how this breaks down. We are going to be knitting the Cameo shawl by Paulina Popielek. Hope I didn't butcher that. And you get one finished object entry in that thread for knitting that shawl. If you knit at least part of it, like half of it, with a Hue Loco yarn, you get to enter twice. And we are going to check it, so just, you know, use your judgment. So there will probably be a chatter thread too. I haven't run one of these before, so I think I need to do a little research and make sure I'm doing it right. But here's the specifics. 1 entry if you knit the Cameo shawl, 2 if you knit it with Hue Loco, at least half. And we've got awesome prizes coming for that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but Devin was the real rock star on that one because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to approach people about stuff like this, but she's lined up some really cool stuff. And I think I'm going to be making some stuff for it too. So that will open April 1st, tentatively closing April 30th. We may extend it if people decide they need more time, but it's a fairly straightforward pattern. It's a good size shawl, but it's a paid pattern, but it's a lot of garter stitch, like you can tell from the picture. So I think it'll be pretty straightforward. So definitely do that with us. We have cool stuff lined up, and I am very happy to be working with the people we're working with. All right, we're gonna wrap it up real quick with just some life stuff. Again, if you don't care, you don't have to care. I am as interesting as you make me. So last week or the week before, like I kind of talked about, we got to meet up with Devin, and this is like the Devin show, honestly, I can already tell. But we got to meet up, and like, I am not touchy-feely or like good at admitting that I am soft and squishy inside. Nobody needs to know. But when I walked in, I was just like, can I hug you? I feel like I already know you. And it's totally true. Like, that's how this community seems to work. Robin from Stitching Between Pages and I are going to hang out this week, which is a much needed break from work and from finishing up law school apps. I am finishing the last one, which is really exciting. Abby is studying forever. Like, that seems to be the theme. And I think that's pretty much it, apart from finally getting my like design crap together. I accidentally, like, I waited too long and I didn't claim the name I really wanted to use. And turns out, something very similar out there already. So I have changed it, I have claimed it, and until I'm ready to premiere something, I am telling no one. Except Abby, she knows. But yeah, just know that that's coming and that's happening, and I'm excited. So I will put all of our social media handles and where you can find us at the end. Give this a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to get a bi-weekly video of drunk knitty nonsense. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye. Everything's covered in vodka. It's my song. Is all the grenadine at the bottom of this? Ooh. It's on the wall. What's wrong with you? Everything is tangled. And, You want a lot of cat movers, so I figured you wanna say hi. You know, lecture me about Well, that went about as well as I expected.